terrific last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And his players have great confidence in Cody Carlson.
The Bengals have won the toss, and now the Oilers kick it off. Garcia hits the ball downfield, and here comes Eric Ball from UCLA across the 15-yard line and the 25. And Ball, finding a crack, opened up by that wedge, gets it out to the 29-yard line. Boomer Esiason, who was the National Football League's most valuable player 2 seasons ago, coming off his poorest year, threw 22 interceptions. But he's been very sharp of late, leading the Bengals to 2 victories the past 2 weeks. As their coach Sam White says, our playoff season really started 2 weeks ago against Houston. We've had a win the last 2 weeks just to get in. Receiver set on 1st and 10. Watch Stanford Jennings out of the backfield. They're looking to him. There's the throw to Stanford Jennings at the 35-yard line, and he's out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Bubba McDowell, strong safety, makes the play, but Jennings, the veteran from Furman, is ahead for a gain of 13 yards.
There's one thing the Cincinnati Bengals like to do: look at a defense, come up with a specialized formation, and play. And here's the situation with Stanford Jennings coming out of the backfield, totally uncovered by anyone. It's an easy pickup. Bubba McDowell finally makes the tackle.
Straight ahead on a 1st down play, and the ball is close to the 45-yard line. Ickey Woods gets the call. Back after that injury problem, kept him out almost a season and a half. As we look at the starting lineups, a terrific offensive line, a 10th straight Pro Bowl for Anthony Munoz at left tackle, Reimers, Kazurski, Moyer, and Walter. Very strong up front. Esiason, the quarterback, James Brooks, another superior year, 1,000 yards rushing. Very good wide receivers. Mike Barber will come in as an extra one. Rodney Holman, the tight end, stays in the game. He can get deep. On 2nd down and a long 7, here is a throw to Holman up the middle. Oilers come a-hitting on the Pro Bowler Rodney Holman. Bubba McDowell, the strong safety, and John Grimsley, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
Important play here for Houston if you're a Houston fan. Bubba McDowell there to assist on the tackle. He's had some knee problems over the last couple of weeks. Didn't play in the last Houston game. And seeing Bubba McDowell make a good hit there for a very short yardage for Rodney Holman, that's a big factor in the defense of the Houston Oilers.
There's McDowell from Miami of Florida. He was terrific from his first spring game. Standout for the Hurricanes and started as a rookie for the Oilers. Here is a give up the middle with James Brooks. Cutting into the gap and looking for room. He's ahead on 3rd and short. And appears to be trumped just short of the 1st down as outside backer Johnny Meads made the hit for the Oilers.
Yeah, I don't think he's got enough for the 1st down here. So Sam White is faced with his first key decision. But from the hand signals he's making on the sideline, when his hand circles over his head, Don, that means same personnel. So at this point, Sam's already made the decision that they're going for it on 4th down.
White has been saying all week he's got things in his bag of tricks. He's an amateur magician, and no one seems to know. Then he said yesterday, well, maybe I'm lying. Maybe I do have some new things. What do you think, Ron?
I think that was just newsprint. You know, if you can just give the other team something to think about. There's the hand signal again. Same personnel, so it's 4th down and inches.
The Oilers, in addition to having the #1 offense in the NFL, also have a very good defense. It rates number 11 overall. There's the Jim Eddy, the all-blue outfit, the defensive coordinator. They've reduced their touchdown count allowed from 48 a year ago to 30 this year. They've improved markedly. First big moment of this game comes early, 4th and inches.
Only an audible there, Don, at the line of scrimmage by Cincinnati.
Boomer puts his head down. And it looks like he's got it as the linesmen come in to spot the ball at about the 47-yard line of Houston. Early going has been a key factor in this series. Usually the team that gets up first goes on to win.
Yeah, Don, I think when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals football team, their offense has to do things like this on 4th and inches. Go for it. If you look at their statistics, they've gone for it on 4th down quite a few times. The reason they do is that they don't have a stifling defense, so they need their offense on the field for as long in each game as they can possibly muster.
Now they keep their offense going with 4 new downs. Ball positioned at the 47-yard line. James Brooks cut down inside the midfield stripe by Bubba McDowell, who's playing with an injured knee. Read the run all the way. Esiason is a masterful play faker. You never know who's got the ball. Front 4 of the Oilers: Fuller, Pro Bowler Ray Childress, Doug Smith at about 330 pounds has been playing very well, and Sean Jones is their leading sacker with 12.5. Lamar Lathan, a rookie from the University of Houston, will come out in the nickel defense, but Lathan is a player to watch. He's really been coming on. Ishman, Johnson, McDowell, and Kennard, the 4 deep backs, all are banged up. Now Esiason with a throwing down. Oilers have a good rush. Good play fake, buys some time.
Holman.
Rodney Holman wide open at the 21, on the run inside the 20, inside the 10, and Rodney Holman goes down to the 1-yard line. They'll spat him out at the 3.
Totally missed coverage. 47-yard reception by Rodney Holman, and nobody covered him off the line of scrimmage. Again, that play action faking. I don't think Holman can believe how open he is. I mean, there's nobody within 10 yards of Rodney Holman when he catches that pass. Kennard finally shoves him out of bounds, a 47-yard pickup.
The play fake of Esiason really sold the whole thing. Looked like an up-the-middle run, and then Esiason delivers it to Rodney Holman. So now the Bengals challenge early. First down and goal inside the Houston 5-yard line. Brooks down to the 2. James Brooks, who rushed for just over 1,000 yards. Tackles on the play by middle linebacker John Grimsley and Lamar Lathan, number 57.
Now, if you look at this pass reception again by Rodney Holman, it looks like this half of the defense is playing zone, this half is playing man-to-man, and nobody takes Holman from the line of scrimmage. 5 yards down the field, he is wide open. That is a miscommunication on the Houston Oilers defense, something that Jim Eddy promised us last night would not happen, but it has.
9th play of the drive now for the Bengals. Eric Paul cut down at the 2. He might have gotten a half yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Jeff Alm, number 76, a rookie from Notre Dame, came up to make the play for Houston.
Again, the hand signal by Sam Weich indicates personnel. The big guys are already in there. That fist in the air. And there's very few hand signals that whistle in the play. And there's Jack Pardee on the other sideline trying to encourage his team. They've thrown to Anthony Munoz, and the tackle eligible here in several instances. And let's see. He's not eligible on this formation.
Extra tight ends in the game. 3rd and goal. Here comes Ickey Woods. Down to the goal line, but no signal. He didn't get in.
Well,
4th down.
If you go for it 4th and inches at the 50, you go for it 4th and inches at the goal line.
That was close.
Bengals for the season 12 of 19 on 4th downs. 1 for 1 today, and you can see Woods, good block by Eric Ball up front, but this is excellent pursuit, and he does not get that ball over the goal line. That's an excellent call by the officials.
So we go 4th down and goal now for Cincinnati. This game scoreless. Opening drive of the Bengals over the top and into the end zone. Ickey Woods broke the plane.
And of course, it's not complete until the shuffle takes place on the sideline.
A beloved part of American folklore, the Ickey Shuffle will be coming up.
The Ickster has learned how to milk it, too. He walks to the sideline.
He'll wait till after the extra point. Jim Breach hits the point after, and the Bengals take a 7-0 lead. This is not vintage Fred Astaire. The extra zone, and here it is.
Hey, Paul Brown did that in 1988.
They're up and rocking in Cincinnati as the Bengals have taken a 7-0 lead. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Cincinnati, where the Bengals have just gone 71 yards in 11 plays with number 30 Ickey Woods on the payoff in a 4th down over the top dive. They've now taken a 7-0 lead over the Houston Oilers. 2 weeks ago, Bengals beat the Oilers here 40-20, but earlier in the season, Oilers beat the Bengals 48-17 at the Astrodome. A short kick by Johnson. Bernard Ford, a speedster from the University of Texas, protects the ball and gets close to the 20-yard line.
John, I want to go back to the big play that was the instrumental play in the Cincinnati Bengals score. If you got a free safety here, that's man-to-man. These 2 guys are playing man-to-man, and these 3 individuals are dropping in zone coverage. Coleman goes here, no one close. In big games, mental mistakes kill a football team, and here's the first mental mistake of the game by the Houston Oilers. Somebody missed the coverage back there that led Rodney Holman wide open.
That was a 47-yard gain, and soon after the Bengals touchdown. Bengal fans really kicking up the decibel level now, making it tough for Carlson to call signals. An out pattern not close to anybody. Curtis Duncan was running a fly, and Carlson was throwing an out. Cody Carlson is a 3rd-year player from Baylor. Terrific offensive line, too. Maggs, a standout. Munchak, a veteran Pro Bowler, and a first-team All-Pro at guard is Bruce Matthews. They've moved him to center to try to open up the running game. Dawson and Williams, the other linemen. Lorenzo White is the main runner. The run-and-shoot group includes Jeffries, Hill, Gibbons, and Duncan. 2nd and 10 now for Houston. Swing pass. Lorenzo White on the run. He's across the 24 and out to the 25-yard line. James Francis, a rookie linebacker from Baylor, made the play for the Bengals. As we look at their defense, a 4-1-6. McClendon, Crumry, Buck, and David Grant has really come out across the front 4. Play with 1 backer, the rookie James Francis, and 6 DBs. Rod Jones, the man who caught Bo Jackson, Carl Carter, Lewis Phillips, Eric Thomas, David Fulcher, a 3-time All-Pro, and Barney Bussey, who's been terrific of late.
He is the key in this defense. Barney Bussey, number 27. There's Francis as the nickel linebacker.
3rd and 5. Houston
should throw.
Carlson lost the handle, and it was very nearly intercepted. Ball was tipped. Number 99, Jason Buck, almost was off and running with the ball.
Don, one of the characteristics of the run and shoot. One of the characteristics of the run and shoot is a very short drop by the quarterback. The defensive ends are not getting up the field, and that ball just slipped out of Cody Carlson's hands. Actually, that should be a fumble. They're letting it go as a 4th down, but that ball slipped out of his hands before his hand was coming forward.
I thought his hand was coming forward. Nonetheless, they're going to punt the ball now with the Oilers. One of the best, Greg Montgomery, a 45-yard per kick kicker, gets the ball downfield, but not very well. It does take an Oiler bounce inside the 40, and the Oilers will down it at the Bengal 39-yard line. 36-yard punt. Run and shoot is an offense that likes optimum conditions, and conditions are far less than that today in Cincinnati. The rain has stopped in Cincinnati. Temperature in the mid-30s. Bengals go 1st and 10 to the run. A free ball. Looked like a Bengal got it. And a penalty marker is down.
Looked like Esiason recovered that. There's a flag down.
You're well aware, Trump, when we talk with those coaches, they both were lamenting what they feared was going to be coming in the way of turnovers. A hard-hitting game like this with a wet football. Jack Pardee said usually in a game like this, a closely matched game, the team with the fewest number of turnovers wins. We've had no turnovers so far.
Holding, number 64 of the offense. Repeat 1st down.
That's the center, Bruce Kazerski. Don, that last play by Cody Carlson, if you look at this very closely, he loses this ball as his arm is going up. He doesn't have it when he gets up ready for the throwing motion. That's a fumble. They rule it an incomplete pass, but that's a fumble. He didn't keep hold of that ball. Great for Houston.
He was in the act of throwing. But at any rate, the Bengals have the ball in a 7-0 lead with 1st down and 20 coming up. Guys with a lot of time, and nice strike downfield, almost picked off. Latham, the rookie, he is a man to watch. 6'4", 250 pounds, and he runs 4.5, one of the fastest players on the field. He personally changed that game against the Steelers last Sunday night. Worley fumbled on the first play for Pittsburgh, and that soon after the Oilers were in the end zone. Lathan put the hit on Worley.
Brown was the intended receiver. Lathan with an excellent drop. Began the season with all kinds of injuries, but when Al Smith got hurt, Grimsley went back to the inside. Lathan has become a big player for them.
Now Esiason changes the play, checking off. They do a lot of that. He probably has as much responsibility and makes as many changes as any QB in the NFL at the line of scrimmage. Underneath, they go to Ickey Woods, but the Oiler backers are there to get him. Johnny Meads, number 91, known for his blitzing, was there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Houston is trying to make a defensive change here, and they get it done. They get the nickel back on, and they get, it looked like Doug Smith got off the field. Hand signal. Now a late substitution by Cincinnati. Barber comes in, number 86, and Woods leaves. Another little innovation by Cincinnati.
Boomer now goes in the shotgun. As you see, it's 3rd down and 16 for the Bengals. Big safety Terry Kennard playing 25 yards back for the Oilers. As Esiason looks deep, dumps it off now, swings it over, and he gets Tim McGee for a first down. As again, the Bengals find a wide open man in that Oilers secondary. Good for a 19-yard gain on 3rd and 16.
Well, there were two receivers standing right next to each other. The tight end, Rodney Holman, actually backed off so that Tim McGee could make the catch. Richard Johnson is the closest man in coverage. This is zone. McGee going on the crossing route. That's obviously Cincinnati's choice. There's Holman, 82. That's a 19-yard pickup. Boomer Esiason, 5 of 6, 88 yards, and that's a 3rd down that Houston can't allow to be converted to a first down, and they've done it.
So the Bengals, with big passing plays, have kept the Oilers back on their heels, and here's Esiason going to the run. Brooks. This time they get him. Sean Jones, the right end, number 96, caught him. James Brooks just took apart the Oiler defense, rushing for a club record 201 yards against them 2 weeks ago here at Riverfront. What a player. James Brooks, 180 pounds, and he uses every ounce of it on every down.
The Houston Oilers claim that 200-yard rushing performance by James Brooks, you can't discount it, but they were hurt. Al Smith was playing with a broken thumb and couldn't tackle. Bubba McDowell was out. Jim Eddy told us last night, we're healthier. He won't do that against us today.
Here he's trying again now. This time he breaks it as James Brooks is ahead for a first down to the 32-yard line. Terry Kennard, the free safety, makes the stop 14 yards downfield. Bengals drive on with another first down.
This is this power zone blocking that the Cincinnati Bengals have used for the last several years. As you watch all these guys step with the same foot, they almost look like the Radio City Rockettes. And the guards actually lose ground. And they get great blocking position on the linebackers, and Brooks hides behind those big guys for a huge pickup.
Now back to live action and back to James Brooks. On first down, he's cut down for little or no gain. Number 91, Johnny Meads, got him. Brooks is in his 10th year out of Auburn. 4 times a Pro Bowl player.
He gets up holding his hand there. Looks like something might have happened to... He got another dislocated thumb. He's got something wrong with his thumb, too. What is it with dislocated thumbs here? That's absolutely amazing.
This might be the most valuable Bengal, James Brooks.
This is on his left hand. I can't really see the injury, but the doctors are attending to him. This is a huge loss for Cincinnati.
Harold Green is in the game. Swing pass goes to Green, and he's inside the 30. Down to the 25, down to the 19, to the 17-yard line.
Whoa. Green, to this point in his rookie season, little used. Early in the year, he had fumble problems. But they liken him to Dwayne Thomas of the Dallas Cowboys, Don. Big kid, great acceleration, good strength. Not much of a ball receiver out of South Carolina, but a good outlet pass there for Boomer. Ooh, totally one-sided.
Boomer having one of his best days. 6 of 7 for 101 yards throwing the ball. Looking up top again, another connection, but it's dropped by Green at the 15-yard line. Bring up second down and 10.
Actually, this was an easier catch than the last one.
Game clock shows 2:29 to play in the first quarter. Misting rain falling on and off. Field, for the most part, is not too bad. They had it covered until this morning.
Yeah, Harold Green let that ball get to his chin. You got to catch that with your hands anytime you possibly can, and especially when it's wet. Cincinnati's now run 19 plays to Houston's 3 down.
Houston one possession, 3 and out. Had to punt the ball. 7-0 Cincinnati. Bengals looking to put the knockout punch on early. Brooks has gone to the locker room. Rookie Green runs again, and Harold Green takes it inside the 15-yard line and inside the 10.
James Brooks was taken to the locker room, Don. We've had no word from the bench what the injury is, but he had a funny-shaped thumb. I don't know what it is with thumbs here late in the season for professional football players.
Brooks averaging over 5 yards a rush this season for the Bengals. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, also caught 26 passes. So now a lot falls on the rookie Harold Green, who the Bengals think is going to be terrific. He's big, 6'2", 225 pounds. Third down. Cutback run, and Green loses his footing, and an ominous report now, Trump, from the locker room. James Brooks has an open dislocation of his thumb, and that's the same injury that knocked quarterback Warren Moon out of the Oilers lineup.
You're exactly right. There's Warren Moon standing on the sideline. He's got gloves on, but he has a huge cast on his hands. The word is that if the Oilers make it to the conference championship game, he might be available.
Jim Breach now on the field to try a field goal, a 28-yarder. He's having his best year, 80% field goal attempts made. He's at 17 of 21. His 12th year from Cal. He was cut a year ago, has come back. Drives it up and through the middle. And the Bengals extend their lead with 1:10 to play in the first quarter. It is 10-0 Cincinnati. And the Bengals are ready to kick it off when we come back.